Hi guys, Smita this side. Welcome back to the journey phase. So continuing the Topper Talk series, today on board we have Wadhwa with us. Hi Gun,
Hi Smriti, how are you?
I'm great. So Gun, let's start with a brief introduction about you, your educational background.
So, hello everybody, my name is Wadhwa. I'm 18 years old. I did my entire schooling from Lotus Valley International School, Noida, and I'm currently pursuing BCom honors at Sri Ram College of Commerce, University of Delhi.
And what was your education background like? Which stream did you belong to?
I had commerce with psychology. I did not have math.
Okay. Coming to the next question, when did you start preparing for CUET and which books did you refer to?
So, my focus throughout my session was just on my board exams. And I was expecting to get some time between boards and CUET, and since the syllabus was overlapping, I first planned on giving my all my preparation time for boards. And then after my boards were over, I think after a week they were over, I started preparing for CUET, looking through MCQs and covering concepts that were not covered in boards. And what books did I use? Did you
Yeah.
ask? So for accountancy MCQ practice, I used Target, this book. It's available on Amazon only for term one and term two both. And I think this had MCQs and subjective questions both. So this was enough for my accountancy preparation. And for theory subjects, I used Oswald books, and for English, I used ULike. These seem to be enough for me.
Okay. And how much time did you devote to self-study? Did you take any coaching for CUET?
So I just took coaching for accountancy for my 12th board exams. But sir was there to guide me in case I needed any help. I would just call him during my CUET preparation and he would help. But most of my time was devoted to self-study. For other subjects, it was 100% self-study. And for accountancy also, after my boards, when it was specifically preparation for CUET, I was majorly relying on self-study only.
Great. And like we were told about CUET a month ago, so there was never a complete clarity about CUET, right?
True.
So how did you prepare for CUET, like all in this 1 month?
Yeah. So there was a lot of uncertainty. Like we had no idea it was happening for the first time, and the guidelines were not clear enough. My exam date was changed last minute. My location was changed last minute. I had it in another city altogether that I had to take a flight for. That's another story. But yeah, there was absolutely no clarity. But the only thing I relied on was the syllabus that was mentioned. So my major focus was getting done with the concepts so that any question that comes from it, I'm able to answer. And yeah, just managing my time well, because that is an important part of the CUET preparation, since you have to attempt 40 questions in 45 minutes and you also have to choose the ones that you need to leave. I think that took time for me. So time management and focusing on all the concepts that are mentioned in the syllabus were the only things I could do at that time.
So this year, what they have done is they have increased the time duration for all the exams. Like for economics,
Oh, okay.
accounts, it's like to 1 hour. We had 40 minutes, 45
Okay.
minutes.
Oh,
This
then it's
year,
better only. But I think speed is still something, especially for accountancy, because even though it's MCQ, but there can be like a longer question, so you'll have to solve some more things to reach to the answer. So speed is still something that you should keep in mind for all your exams.
and let's move on to the next question. What was your score in CUET?
I had a total of 795 out of 800. The breakup was 200 out of 200 in accountancy and psychology, 197 in business studies, and 198 in English. And my overall percentile was 99.8.
That's great. And I've also read it on your LinkedIn that you were AIR 59, I guess, right?
59, yes. For BCom honors.
That's great. So, did you always plan to get into Delhi University, or you had some backups as well?
So I always wanted to do psychology from LSR. Also because I kind of knew that without math I won't get BCom honors in Delhi University. And Delhi University was something that I wanted. Psychology also was always like, it fascinated me. But it was only towards the end that I realized that, oh man, with CUET I'm eligible without math also for
Yeah.
an institute like SRCC. So in fact, it's a very funny story. My preference list was always LSR psychology, SRCC BCom honors, and then the rest. But 5 hours before the window closed for changing your preferences, I don't know what, something struck me and I just quickly interchanged it. So from LSR to SRCC, I went to SRCC and LSR. So yeah, I had a backup within DU only, which was psychology honors. But no, I did not apply anywhere else. I applied when there was a lot of uncertainty going on, the results were not coming out for CUET. That's when I applied to one university in Canada where I got a scholarship, and then I was again confused. But then I stuck to, after I got into SRCC, I obviously chose
So it
that.
was already university for you, right?
Yeah, it was Delhi University, but it was not SRCC. It just seemed to happen.
Okay. And which subject was you were strong at, and which was your weakest subject, according to you?
So by the time exams were there and all my practice and everything was done, I was most confident about accountancy because my concepts, I was kind of thorough with my concepts, and I was just getting the answers right. The one I was most underconfident about was English because there was no fixed syllabus or there was nothing fixed that I could do to be sure of my preparation. Like it was, if you know English well, if you're generally fluent in communication and understanding, I think you'll be able to do the exam. But there's nothing fixed that you can do. So I think I was slightly like confused with that.
Okay. And did you appear for a general test?
No, I did not. It was not required for both my courses, psychology honors and BCom honors.
Okay. So one of our students, it's his question. He wants to ask that he's feeling a little, he is panicking a bit because it'll be only 3 hours which will be deciding his future. Like he always wanted to get into, he wants to get into SRCC, and he's like, these 3 hours are going to decide my future. So what if I don't make it to SRCC, or I don't make it to any of these prestigious colleges? So how to tackle the situation?
So, from someone who has gotten into SRCC, there is honestly a life beyond it. It is absolutely not the end of the world. આજકાલ everyone is doing something online, and I mean, degree is not even a big part of your career anymore. And people who are willing to work are just doing absolutely wonderful things without even getting a degree. So, let alone SRCC. It will help, but it will not decide your future. You will decide your future. Even after getting into SRCC, if you get complacent, if you don't work on your skills, if you don't take part in activities that SRCC has to offer, your future is still kind of vague. So it all comes down. But if you get into another college, but you do more things, you're more hardworking, you're more sincere, you will do better. So the institution only gives you an upper hand, but it does not decide your future and it does not decide what you're going to do with your life. Only you can decide that. And it's a myth that after getting into SRCC, your life will be sorted. Let me tell you, it will be more messed up because everyone here is onto something or the other, and it's just, it can get very overwhelming if you can't take care, if you don't know how to take care of your mental and emotional state. You will be more overwhelmed when you get into college. So this is the time to prepare for that. I would say while giving your exam, don't think at all about your college, about your result, about what will happen. Just focus on the question that is in front of you on the screen and try to get it right, and then things will pan out for the best. Stay calm. I personally am a yoga practitioner, and I did a lot of meditation before my exam. Also, I would practice things that would keep me calm and also focused on what I have to do and not on the future. I won't say it's easy, but it really helps. And this is something that you should work on with your preparation so that what you're studying actually comes to use and you don't get, all anxious on the main day.
Right.
And it's not the end of the world. Stay calm.
So, moving on to the next question. So, as you like, okay, so you said that LSR has always been your dream college, right? So, but how does it feel to get into SRCC? Like, SRCC is one of the best colleges of our country. So, how does it feel to be sitting right down there?
Uh, so SRCC was never a part of my vision because I kind of was like I don't have math and stuff, so I won't be able to get in. So it was out of the league only. And when I realized that I can get in, I think that was the moment that it just hit me that, oh my God, this can happen. And then it finally happened. So it is still surreal every time I enter the college. I think it's not within the college, you feel quite normal because everyone's in SRCC. But it's only when you get out and when you talk to people that you realize, oh my God, like this is something. But again, I would say it when you don't have something, I mean, it's more dreamy when you don't have it, and it's kind of normal when you do. And at the end of the day, you have to keep working hard if you want to make a good future for yourself in SRCC, outside SRCC, everywhere. So I mean, don't make I'd say don't make a hype out of it. It's just an institution, and if you give you a lot of opportunities, but you can also get those opportunities otherwise if you're a seeker for it. But it feels amazing.
So you have some amazing scores, Gunn. So did you give any mocks or practice tests online or offline? You said some books as well. So did you give any online mock tests or mock series, any of it?
So my tuitions are only, even though I was not taking like CUET coaching from him, he did help me with practicing some papers so that I could work on my speed and know that where I'm going wrong. So I think one or two CUET exam mocks I gave with him, where he would just make a list of 50 questions, make me sit down for 45 minutes and solve them. Apart from that, there are a lot of online quizzes where there's a specific timer and it tells you the entire analysis of your scores कि कितना time किसमें लगा. A lot of resources online only I mostly used for mocks, but there were no mocks as such because it was the first
Last
time
year,
that it was happening.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
there were no mock papers. There were just set of MCQ questions that you could practice in the stipulated time. So, but this time I think you can find some. I don't know if there are books that have specific CUET questions, but just being thorough with the concepts and practicing a few mock papers should be enough. Don't go overboard with it.
Right. So do
And
you
just stick to one
suggest
book for each subject.
Do you
Sorry.
suggest aspirants to give mocks like practice online tests? Because now CUET is like a little defined when we compare it to last year, and we have a lot of material available online, be it our response sheets as well. So do you suggest aspirants to go for online practice tests and solve as many mock tests as they can?
100% practice. You should practice as much as you can. And when it comes to mocks, I don't have any specific suggestions in mind. But again, there's no harm in doing everything that you can find. So after, if your syllabus is done, only if your syllabus is done, go out, search for any mock papers, any practice questions that you can get, solve them. And I'd say don't just finish. Your work is not done just by solving them, but also analyzing your answers, seeing where you're going wrong, and trying to figure out what is it that is reducing your score, and then working on it through NCRT and the books that you have from the board. So not just solving them, but also each and every question you should analyze that you're getting wrong and then work on it.
True. So did you rely only on NCRT wherein the syllabus is concerned? Not for the
Yes,
practice stuff,
absolutely.
but just for the study stuff.
Yeah, only NCRT, and I think it is very much enough because in MCQ exams, the one material that is uniform for all students across the country is NCRT. So obviously they would use that. And I mean, I could clearly see the words and the lines from the NCRT book in the questions, which made it very easy to identify the answer. So I'd say stick to NCRT for your reading and your preparation. For practice, of course, you can use other books and online resources. But for reading, don't go outside NCRT. You might just get more confused. And I'd say if you have extra time, read NCRT only again and again instead of going for more books.
And what do you think? Which exam is comparatively more tougher, board exams or CUT?
They're two very different exams. The pattern is entirely different.
Yeah.
And the result of it will, I mean, for CUT, I was more concerned because it would determine the college. Whereas for boards, I was comparatively a little more relaxed. But then no, I don't think there's a lot of difference in the difficulty level. The exam pattern is very different. Those are written exams, these are MCQ, computer-based exams. But when it comes to difficulty of question, I think it's pretty similar, and they're both moderate. So if you're prepared well, you'll be able to do both properly.
So moving on
Not a
to
lot of
the
difference.
last question of the video. Any tip you want to give to the aspirants who'll be appearing for CUET this year, because the exams are beginning from 21st of May. So any tips you want to give it to them?
just 2 days to go. I don't have any preparation related tips right now, and I don't think they'll help also 2 days before. I would just say that believe in all that you've done for so long and stay calm. That 1 hour will, I mean, it is kind of what will bring you the result of your hard work. So make sure that your mind is at the best state that it can be while you're appearing for the exam, whether it be a proper sleep, a proper diet, and just being relaxed, because you need ultimately your result, your performance in the exam would determine the result, not how anxious or excited or
Right.
how badly you want it. So get make space, get away from your emotional turmoil right now, and focus on giving your best in the exam, and then we'll see how things go.
It was great talking to you, Good. I'm really sure everybody who has watched this video will have a great takeaway. So thank you, Gunn, for being with us. Thank you guys. All the best for CUET. I hope you all do well, and trust me, this is not the end of it. So all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.